I had been corresponding with Kevin for a long time. I got the first 7-inch, Skin, Brains, Guts, and I loved it. So he encouraged pen pals back then. So I wrote him a letter. He wrote me back. We wrote back a bunch of times, and then they were coming to LA the first time with Troy and with Steve to play at the Galaxy. They played with Suicidal Tendencies, Wasted Youth, and I think it was TSOL. Just a great show. And I met them, and we had a great time. They stayed with us. They had another couple of shows up there. And then we corresponded back and forth. In the summer, my friend Pete and I went up to Reno and stayed with Kevin and Steve and his mom at his mom's apartment. And they were going to play with Pusshead in South Lake Tahoe. And Salt Lake City. So we kind of roadied for them when they went out and played there and had a great time. And then they came through again and stayed at my house. My dad loved those guys, and so when they came in to do the songs at the BYO for Sean Stern, he said, "Hey, come up to our recording and do all the backings." So Courtney Dubar, Pat Dubar, Joe, Rob Lynch, the original, the singer of Unity, myself, 3 or 4 other guys, right, Joe? We went up there and did all the backing vocals and had a great time.
Well, you're the guy that was bouncing the basketball, right? And doing Totally Rad, Tubular.
No, I did Tubular. I went Tubular. Yeah, that was me in that chicken shit voice. But we had a ball. It was a lot of fun. Sean was good about that stuff, but it was like we got home like at 5 o'clock in the morning. And Courtney, unfortunately, as a caveat, Courtney Dubar was a little bit younger than us, and he was told by his dad not to go. Well, he snuck in the car with us and went. Knew he was going to get his ass kicked. We got home. I stayed at Pat's house, and I hear this crash, bing, crack, smack, screaming and yelling, because Courtney was getting his head kicked in by his dad. I was so afraid of his dad, I jumped into Pat's closet in the corner, scared shitless that he was going to come down and kill me. Pat was in bed trying to fake like he was asleep because he knew the dad was going to come down eventually. So I'm in there peeking my nose out in the corner in Dubar's fucking closet in his room, and I hear the door open. I'm like, oh shit. And I stick my nose out, and Courtney opens up the door real fast and goes, "You pussy!" And he was all welted up and beat up, and he went out into the garage and started pumping weights to get it out of his system, and I went to bed.